As many of you know, Jewish prayer is based on music and melody. There's a certain melodic theme for each prayer service, day or night, holiday or Shabbat. We have a set way of chanting Torah and Haftarah for Shabbat, which is different than what it sounds like for the High Holy Days. Each melody is distinct and unique and is meant to set a mood for the prayer service. And the recitation of Eicha is no different, with its unique melody that is only heard this one time a year. We will hear the chanting or the beginning of the chanting of Eicha in just a few moments. But first, we're going to learn a little bit about the text and the chant of Lamentations can teach us about today and what we're all experiencing in the year 2020. In his book, Musicophilia, author and physician Oliver Sacks speaks about the emotional flatness that he experienced following the death of a loved one. He was able to go about his daily routine, but on the inside, he felt numb. One night, to break the monotony of his week, he decided to go to an orchestra concert. And as soon as the first notes of the strings played, he felt all of these welled-up emotions burst through and tears were dripping from the eyes. Music had allowed him to feel. This is the power of music and melody, to cut through our hearts into the deepest parts of our souls, allowing us to connect and to feel the world around us. The cantillation of the melody for the chanting of Eicha on Tisha B'Av is distinct and, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful of our cantillation systems. The markings create short fragments of sentences that embody the sound of someone who is wailing or someone who is mourning. Each verse's trope markings are disjointed, creating a pause in the recitation, almost like there is a gasping for air, as if the speaker is struggling to get out the words. The pace of the recitation changes as we are told each of the 5 characters account of the destruction of the great city. The words of Eicha of Lamentations are stark. They are vivid and they are gruesome, as we recall the destruction of the temple, what must have seemed like the very loss of humanity at the time. Historically, on Tisha B'Av, we mourn the destruction of the temple, but we can admit tonight that we live in a very broken world. Every night we turn on the news and we watch COVID deaths rise and infections rise. We see systemic racism and so much anger and hurt in our world. We see the nastiness of a broken political system and a suffering economy. We throw our arms in the air and we say, Eicha, how? How could something like this happen? Tisha B'Av is a sacred time in Judaism that is reserved for mourning, a time to allow the dams of welled up emotions to burst through the surface. But tomorrow, at the conclusion of Tisha B'Av, we rise from our absolute low, we rise from our place of mourning, and we face a new day. A new hope that even though we know that the actions of humans have the potential to destroy the temple and to destroy the very world that we live in, that we, each one of us, brick by brick by brick, action by action, that we have the potential to restore our world to its greatness. Eicha.
Eicha yashva vadat ha'ir rabati am hayta ke'almana rabati vagoyim sarati bamidyanot hayta lamas pachot tivkei balayla vedimata alechya ela menachem mikol haveha korecha bagduva hayula leoyevim galta Yehudi meoni umerov avoda hi yashva vagoyim lo matza manoach korofecha hasigucha ben המצרים, דרכי ציון אבלות, מבלי באי מועד, כל שעריך שוממים, כהניך נאנחים, בתולותיך נוגות, והימלה.
As is traditional at the end of the chanting of the 5 chapters of Lamentations, we recite keynote, Psalms of Mourning. This is Al Neharot Bavel, by the waters of Babylon we wept.
By the waters of Babylon, we lay down and wept for thee, Zion. We remember thee, we remember thee, Zion. By the waters of Babylon, we